It's really kind of wild how quantum tech, it's gone from like sci-fi to a potential economic game changer.
Yeah, it really has.
And you've been diving into some sources on Atlanta and its place in all of this.
Yeah,
It's definitely not just theoretical physics anymore. It's about real-world impact.
absolutely. What we're seeing is science meeting opportunity, and Atlanta
Oh,
could be right at the center of it.
I'm intrigued by this whole quantum literacy thing. It sounds complex,
Sure.
but the source says this isn't just for scientists.
It's about giving a diverse workforce,
Yeah.
giving them the basic knowledge to thrive in a future driven by quantum technology.
So let's break down what we're talking about here.
Okay.
The source highlights quantum sensing, quantum communication, and quantum computing.
Uh-huh.
Can you give us a quick, what are those in a nutshell?
Of course. So imagine sensors so precise they can pick up tiny changes in gravity
Wow.
that could lead to discovering hidden mineral deposits or even predicting earthquakes way more accurately than we can now. That's quantum sensing. And the source says that market's already worth over $300 billion a year.
Wow, that's not just some niche market.
No.
What about quantum communication? Is that how we get those unhackable networks everyone keeps talking about?
Exactly. Quantum communication uses the principles of quantum mechanics
Okay.
to create communication channels that are theoretically impossible to intercept or eavesdrop on the implications for cybersecurity.
Huge.
Data privacy, even global financial transactions are massive.
So, okay, secure communication, incredibly precise sensors. What's next quantum computing?
It's like the ultimate brain power upgrade.
Oh, wow.
Quantum computers use the crazy laws of the quantum realm to solve problems that are just too much for even our most powerful computers.
Hmm.
Think drug discovery materials, science, financial modeling, all revolutionized by quantum computing.
It's starting to sound like we're talking trillions of dollars in economic impact here. And
Yeah.
the source emphasizes that Atlanta could be a leader in this quantum economy. But it also raises the question, is Atlanta ready for this second quantum revolution?
That is the question.
Yeah.
The source outlines 3 critical investment strategies to make sure Atlanta doesn't miss out.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's the first step?
We can't treat workforce development like an afterthought.
Yeah,
We need training programs that are ahead of the curve
right.
to build a pipeline of talent that's ready to go as the quantum industry takes off.
So be prepared, don't play catch up later on.
Exactly.
What else does the source recommend?
The second strategy is about creating what they call a qubit-ready workforce.
Quibbit ready.
Yeah, it's not just about knowing quantum principles, but giving people the specific skills and knowledge to actually contribute to the quantum industry.
It seems like community colleges are a big part of this.
They are.
Why is that?
Well, community colleges are really well placed to offer training programs that are accessible, affordable, and directly relevant to what businesses need.
Yeah.
They're already very connected to their communities and have a great track record in workforce development.
This ties into that third strategy, investing in community colleges to make a more quantum literate workforce. It feels like it goes beyond just creating jobs.
Yes, it does.
It's about giving people the opportunity to step into this new world.
Absolutely. And it's not just individuals.
Right.
The source makes a strong case for how this investment can have a ripple effect across Atlanta's whole economy.
They call it the multiplier effect, right?
Precisely. The idea is that every dollar put into quantum literacy education can create a much bigger return on investment for the city.
Okay.
It's like planting a seed that grows into a whole ecosystem of innovation and economic activity.
I like that.
Yeah.
Can you break down how that multiplier effect actually works?
Sure. Imagine Atlanta invests $600,000 every year for 3 years in a micro-credential certification program focusing on quantum tech.
So $8,800,000 total.
Right.
That's a big investment, but what's the payoff?
That's where the multiplier kicks in. The source estimates that for every dollar invested, $5 come back.
Wow.
So that initial $1,800,000 investment could lead to a $9 million return for the city.
A $9,000 ROI. That's a strong argument for making this investment.
It is.
But how does that happen? Where does that extra money come from?
It's not magic, it's economics.
Okay.
Think about it. You invest in training people, learn valuable skills, they get jobs in quantum companies. Those companies create even more jobs, and that growth benefits everyone in the city.
So it's like a positive feedback loop.
Yeah.
An initial investment sparks a wave of innovation and economic growth.
Exactly. And this connects to a bigger conversation about how cities can succeed in the 21st century economy.
Yeah.
Atlanta has the potential to be a quantum tech hub, attracting talent, investment, and innovation from around the world.
It's a pretty exciting vision.
It is.
But I'm also interested in the human side of this.
Okay.
The source quotes a Black physical scientist who says people have preconceived ideas of what I am capable of doing.
Right.
It feels like there's a deeper story there.
There is. That quote highlights how important diversity and inclusion are in STEM, especially in a new field like quantum tech.
Yeah.
It's about ensuring everyone has the chance to contribute to and benefit from this powerful technology.
It seems like there's work to do. The source mentions that less than 3% of African American students major in physics.
That's right. That number reminds us that we need to create more paths for underrepresented communities to enter STEM fields. It's not just about social equity, it's about using the full potential of our talent pool.
Right.
A diverse workforce brings different perspectives and ideas, which are crucial for innovation.
So it's not just about training workers.
No.
It's about building a future that's inclusive and equitable, where everyone has the chance to thrive in this new quantum era.
Exactly. And that's why this conversation about quantum literacy is so important.
Yeah.
It's not just about science and technology.
Right.
It's about creating a future where everyone can succeed.
It feels like we've covered a lot.
We have.
We talked about what quantum technology is, why it matters, and how Atlanta can be a leader in this field. But I feel like there's more to explore, especially how this affects you, the listener, directly.
You're right. We've laid the foundation, but now we need to dig deeper into what this quantum revolution means for you personally.
Okay.
What will it mean for your career, your community, your future? That's what we'll be exploring in the next part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned, because things are going to get even more interesting.
They are.
We've talked about quantum tech's potential to totally reshape the economy
Yeah.
and how Atlanta's trying to be a leader in this whole quantum revolution. But what does it all mean for the average person?
That's a really good question. It's easy to get caught up in the big numbers and the futuristic stuff, but quantum technology will impact all of us somehow.
The source mentions this idea of a quantum-literate workforce. So does everyone need to become like a quantum physicist?
Not at all. It's more about grasping the basics of quantum mechanics
Oh.
and seeing how those principles are being used to create new tech and solve real-world problems.
So it's like how computer literacy was essential in the 20th century?
Exactly.
Now in the 21st century, it's about being quantum literate.
Right. And just like with computers, you don't need to know how to build a quantum computer to use it well.
Yeah, that makes sense. But how do we actually become quantum literate? Quantum mechanics is notoriously complex. Can this even be taught in schools and community colleges?
Absolutely. The source specifically talks about micro-credential certification programs
Okay.
as a way to introduce people to key quantum concepts without needing years of advanced study.
So instead of getting deep into the math,
Yeah.
these programs would focus on the practical applications and the impact these technologies will have on different industries.
Exactly. Imagine a program that teaches you how quantum sensors can improve medical imaging,
Okay.
or how quantum computers could revolutionize drug discovery. That's knowledge that'll be valuable in tons of fields.
And it seems like community colleges are in a good spot to offer these programs.
They're already really connected to what their communities need.
Right.
And they have a history of providing workforce training that's accessible and affordable.
So we're creating a workforce ready for this quantum revolution.
Yes.
And we're doing it in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's about making this knowledge available to everyone
Yeah.
and creating chances for people from all backgrounds to be a part of this exciting new field.
That brings us back to that quote from the Black physical scientist.
Right.
People have preconceived ideas of what I am capable of doing.
Powerful quote.
This idea of breaking down barriers and creating a path for everyone to succeed in the quantum era is inspiring.
It is. Diversity is so important for innovation.
Yeah.
We need to make sure the quantum revolution benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
It's about giving people the knowledge and skills to shape their own futures and contribute to this amazing technology.
And it's about creating a society that embraces curiosity, innovation, and the pursuit of knowledge.
It feels like more than just a tech shift.
It does.
It's almost a cultural shift.
You're right. It's about developing a mindset of lifelong learning
Yeah.
and adapting, being willing to embrace the unknown and see challenges as opportunities.
And those are valuable qualities no matter what you do,
Exactly.
whether you're working in quantum technology or any other field.
The skills you learn while exploring quantum tech, critical thinking, problem-solving systems thinking, those are useful everywhere.
So it's not just about getting ready for specific jobs. It's about preparing for a future that's going to be shaped by technology and constant change.
Precisely. And that's why this conversation about quantum literacy is so important.
Yeah.
It's not just about science and tech.
You're right.
It's about giving ourselves and future generations the tools to navigate a world that's getting more complex and unpredictable.
But what about those practical implications you mentioned?
Right.
How will quantum tech actually change our lives in the coming years?
That's what we'll be looking at next. Get ready for some real-world examples of how quantum technology is already making a difference and what we can expect to see in the future.
Sounds like we're just scratching the surface of this quantum revolution.
We are, and the coolest part is that we're all part of this journey of discovery.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential of quantum technology, the economics, and building a quantum literate workforce.
Right. We've looked at how Atlanta's trying to be a leader in this whole thing, emphasizing those opportunities for everyone and investing in education.
But now I really want to get into, how will this actually change our lives?
Okay.
What are some real examples of how quantum tech will impact us in the coming years?
Well, let's think about healthcare for a second.
Okay.
One area where quantum sensing is already being used is in medical imaging. These quantum sensors, they can pick up super faint signals,
Oh, wow.
which could allow for much earlier and more accurate diagnosis of diseases.
So we could catch things like cancer or heart disease way earlier.
Yeah.
When treatment is more likely to work.
Exactly. And with quantum computing, we might even see a revolution in how we discover new drugs.
Wow.
Imagine using these powerful computers to simulate all these complex biological processes that could lead to personalized medicine tailored to your specific genes.
That's straight out of sci-fi. It's amazing to think that this could be possible, in our lifetime.
I know, it's pretty incredible.
It is, and quantum tech isn't limited to healthcare.
Right.
It could change almost every industry we can think of.
Absolutely.
Give me another example.
Okay, let's talk about materials science.
Okay.
Quantum computers could help us design new materials with crazy properties, things like building materials that are lighter but stronger, more efficient solar panels, even materials that can repair themselves.
So we're talking about solutions to some of the biggest problems we're facing right now.
Yeah.
Climate change, a lack of resources,
Yeah.
the need for sustainable infrastructure.
Exactly, and these are just a couple of examples. The possibilities are really endless. But to unlock this potential, we need to keep investing in research and development and, of course, education.
And that's where this idea of a quantum literate society comes in.
Yes.
It's not just about training a few experts. It's about everyone having at least a basic understanding of how this tech works.
I agree. We need to start teaching these concepts in schools early on.
Yeah.
And make sure everyone has a chance to learn about quantum tech, no matter what their background is or what they want to do for a living.
It's about empowering people to make smart choices about the role of technology in our lives.
Exactly. And that brings us back to you, the listener.
Okay.
We've explored the amazing potential of quantum tech and all these exciting opportunities it offers, but the future isn't set in stone.
Right.
It's something we build together.
So as you learn more and explore this world of quantum possibilities, remember that you have a part to play in shaping this future.
Ask questions, stay curious, and never stop exploring what's possible.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to the quantum realm, the only limit is our own imagination.
That's it for our deep dive into the world of quantum literacy. Thanks for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed it and feel inspired to keep learning about this fascinating field.
Remember, the quantum future is happening right now, and we all have a part in making it a future we can be proud of.